goes around that first language English is like extremely difficult subject and it is next to impossible to score good marks in it. Like you seem to have busted that myth, so please give us some tips for the same.
When we first started FLE, like we were all really scared because all of us, we were told that FLE is really hard, you have to work hard and then everything. And then we first started with the lectures. Priyanka ma'am was like really supportive. No, you all will do it. You all are my girls. You all will be able to do it. And then we first started very simple, with all the simple stuff. We started with basic comprehension and then on skills like figures of speech and punctuation. So I would say that you start with the simple stuff and then you build on it, so that if you directly start with something like writer's effect or starting with narratives, that won't work. You have to start with all the simple stuff and then keep on practicing. Like when we first started, we had a lot of time because the other subjects, I had taken 7 subjects, so it became really hard for me to manage all of them at once. So for FLE, just allot one day and solve like 2-3 papers. Yeah, 2-3 papers. Basically start annotating the passage. That really helped me.
All right. The next question, like, what is your favorite, narrative or descriptive, and like why?
I think it really depends on the question they ask. Like in the exam, I was prepared to write a descriptive because I'm not that good at narratives. But then the question they asked, I thought that I would be able to write a narrative on this one. And I had learned 3 narratives that I wrote. And then I wrote the one that I thought was the most suitable, modified a bit, and I wrote that. So I don't think I have a favorite between the two.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Third question, like nowadays students are more fascinated with foreign languages such as German,
Yeah.
Spanish, French in grade 10, and like choosing the subjects, the popularity is increasing. You selected Hindi and got an A star for the same. Like, would you be interested in knowing the areas that you find difficult? We would be interested in knowing the areas that you would find difficult, and how did you overcome the same?
In Hindi, the thing I found the most difficult was summary, because it was always the most unpredictable thing that they would ask in the paper. There used to be 100 words, and the passage itself used to be 1.5 pages long. And then in that, it's 2 hours, and then you don't get the time, to pick out the correct points and stuff. So when you're practicing, just do that. You take the passage, you take a pencil, and then start marking and try to shorten it as much as you can. Like use synonyms, use words. And if you read a lot like newspapers or stuff, and just passages in general, then you would be able to find words to replace the words used in the passage. So do that.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Last question. How did you manage to like top both language subjects, which are like poles apart? Like, what was your strategy, and how did you prepare for the vocabulary for both subjects?
Like I said before, like a lot days to each subject. I had taken FLE for Friday because we had a lecture that day, and then I would be in that mindset to do FLE. And then Saturday I had taken for Hindi. Both days you solve a paper or just annotate passages, and then we used to sit with a dictionary or a thesaurus, like just skim through pages, try to find new words and stuff. And then if you look at old papers like around 2016 for both Hindi and English, the passages are really good, like the vocabulary used there, and in general all the questions asked, those papers were really good, so I practiced those a lot. And then as the end came, like the last 2-3 months and stuff, it became really hard to focus on the languages because all the other theory subjects was so much to do. There was so much to do in that. So at that time I just focused on the skills that I knew were weak from my side, like writer's effect in FLE, and then in Hindi, like I said, summary and the last skill which is there. So I practiced those a lot. I don't think I've solved that many papers. I've just read passages and then found out new words and skills they've used there. So you can just do that and that will be okay. But don't but keep practicing. That's the main thing.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Those were the questions. Thank you for answering them all.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Ameya. So, students, as you saw, she did not only give you tips about what she did in terms of improving her content, but key to the success, as I gather from what Ameya has said, is being efficient in planning and organizing. So the planning, when you're going to do what, allocating 1 day for each subject, something that Ameya did. It's absolutely incredible, Ameya. Thank you so much for
You're welcome, ma'am.
sharing your experience, sharing the tips with our students. Thank you. Children, I hope you have learned from Ameya Didi, and I hope you all are going to implement it. And thank you for talking about annotating the passage. So, all the FLE students, Ishan, you take this, keep it, lock it inside your brain, start annotating passages, and start practicing papers. Thank you. Thank you, Ameya. That's all
Yes,
from us.
ma'am. Thank you. Bye.
Ashok sir, you could continue with your class if you have
Sure,
some
ma'am.
time left. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
So, sir, can you present the sign card?